Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Monroe, your visual art teacher. Today we are going to make a project using a continuous line and pattern. Now, patterns are something that repeats over and over again. Before this project, you might want to come up with some patterns so you just have some ready. Okay, remember, patterns can repeat. That's the main idea, is that they are something that repeats. They have a motif that repeats over and over again. Now, most of the time when we think of patterns, we think of a nice orderly pattern, something that maybe goes in a line, and it can alternate. It could be the same thing repeating over and over again. But patterns can also be organic, like leaves or clouds. Okay, they could repeat, but maybe not in an orderly fashion. So another example is these spirals right here. We have big spirals, little spirals, teeny tiny spirals, and they are filling the space. They are repeating, but it's not in a nice, neat, orderly fashion. Another pattern that people see often a lot, actually you probably see one almost every single day you go outside, is what we call a brick pattern. Now, a brick pattern is, it could be a shape or it could literally be bricks. And the rule is, so here's like my first row of bricks, and then I move over. So this is one line, half a step for my next row. Wherever I go, half a step. And this is what we call the brick pattern. And it just repeats, but it's just a half step, not a full alternating or like a checkerboard. And it's not irregular either. But anyways, you have these patterns. They're already pre-made, so you have some to go. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to make a frame. We're going to make the frame using an intersecting continuous line. Now, an intersecting line is a line that crosses. Think like intersection. A continuous line is a line that doesn't stop. And you need to make sure that your line is continuous by not lifting the pencil off the paper. So you want to start, you want to use the whole space. And you want to think S's, you want to think figure eights, you want to cross, you want to loop, you want to fill it out. I wouldn't go more than about maybe 10 to 15 seconds, okay? Because otherwise you're going to create a lot of sections that you are going to have to fill, teeny tiny sections with teeny tiny patterns. And you don't want something that looks like this, because look, Ms. Monroe is trying to do that. It's just really, really, really hard. So keep it simple, keep it open. You want to have about, 10 or more. I wouldn't do more than 15. Keep it easy, keep it simple. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fill each section that you made with a different pattern. So for example, once again, looking at those patterns that I came up with, I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have about 10 patterns I can use to fill my sections with. I can do checkerboards. In fact, checkerboards are really good for teeny tiny sections. So are polka dots. Keep it simple for those little spaces because you're going to have to color them in. Now, boys and girls, some of you are going to be like, oh no, I've run out of pattern ideas. You can repeat an idea. Just remember that when you color it, you're going to color it different. Because when you color it different, it becomes a different pattern. So this one's lines. Sometimes I just start filling lines in first, because I know I can go back and make them so much cooler later. Maybe I'm going to make one a brick pattern. So first I'm going to lay down the first rows. Then I'll go 1, and I'm going to do half a step, half a step, half a step. And there we go. I have that section filled up. Let's see. Ooh, I can do my clouds. Remember, patterns can be irregular. They don't have to repeat in a nice orderly fashion as long as the motif fits. Another thing you want to make sure is, remember, these are like portals to another dimension. We're just peeking. We don't see things that just stop and there's a big gap. You need to fill the entire space. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Let's keep on going. Ms. Monroe challenged herself. She's regretting it just a little bit. So next time, boys and girls, I might only do 5 seconds for Ms. Monroe. If you find that you have made more than 15, you might want to turn the paper over. I could do leaves, vines. This is more like an organic, irregular pattern where the motif is repeating, but we don't know where the vines are going to go. You could have a theme. It is October right now, so maybe some of you want to make some jack-o'-lanterns. Maybe you want to make some bats. Remember, it has to go off the edge. And it has to fill the entire space. I have one right here. And remember, everything you draw, you're gonna color. So I'm trying to keep it not too complicated. Once again, lines are my friend. I can do zigzags. I can make a little chevron design. I can look back at my patterns. Let's see, what one have I not done? I've done bricks, I've done clouds, I've done leaves. I could do donuts. Because who doesn't love some Krispy Kreme donuts? Okay, pretty much after this, you filled it up. These ones are going to be different because they're going to have sprinkles. How many more do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got this. Hearts. Remember, you want to make sure it's filled all the way. So maybe I'm only going to see part of some hearts, not all whole hearts. And then this one's going to be wavy lines, like the ocean. I can do some and this is my last one. Checkerboard. Because I can always color my checkerboard with different colors. Okay, so there it is. Now I'm at the point, I have more than one. I can take out my markers. I can take out colored pencils, take out crayons, whatever I have available to me to make my art. I wouldn't use watercolor on this. This is not watercolor paper. And this is really, really detailed. But eventually what's going to happen is you're going to get something like this. You can use colors. You can have colors that repeat throughout the motif. I wouldn't get too crazy with the colors. You do want some consistency. But I don't have more than 5. I have blue, orange, red, green, and purple. That's one. Another way you could do this is you could just stick with all straight black, boys and girls. And you see how I went back in and I added some more cool things to those lines. You could just do black and white and it still looks pretty awesome and amazing. It is you. I would like it to be clean, neat, and fantastic. Have fun. As I said, there are so many different ways you can do this. I will be putting up the expectations after this. Have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your day. Bye, boys and girls.